Hello and welcome back to Wario Land 3. Today we'll be exploring, after a brief jump back to the north for no reason, we'll be exploring the west of the island. Or starting to anyway. Desert Rooms is pretty interesting because it's the first level that has a particular aspect to its structure. I also like these creepy hands that come out of the sand as well. This is just me showing off how the sand limits your movement. So of course if these weird hands grab you, they of course pull you into the sand. And then of course it takes a while to get back out again. I used to be really bad at dodging those, but I've got a lot better. It's all about the audio cue, but yeah, there's not really much we can do in that direction because those doors are all closed. So let's go to the right instead, shall we? And yeah, this is what the sand really does when you get caught in it. It's not fun. I do like how unsettling a lot of Wario's enemies are though. Like, Mario's enemies are generally quite benign all the time. There's like little cute little mushrooms and like turtles with varying weapons and things like that, and of course the giant fire-breathing turtle as well. But Wario gets like creepy stuff. It's like Wario and Luigi both kind of get like the creepier enemies. One thing I quite like to see actually in a Mario game would be like the characters meeting the villain, Mario getting a bit like cocky and then realising it's actually King Boo and just being like, oh no, this is one of your games, isn't it? And realising he's actually completely outmatched. That'd be kind of funny. So here we'll see how dangerous the set effects can really be as well, because this is the first area where they really can mess us up. As you can see, we need to go down, but if we get hit by that particular move, then it will force us all the way to the top of the room. So it's always best with these sort of status effects to make sure you try and trap yourself somewhere where you can't lose too much progress from it. We'll see that in action later on, but for now let's take care of these little hammer robots. The little green spear guys as well, they're very cute. And yeah, those little robots are colour coded, so the red ones have flamethrowers, the green ones have little spears that come out. We've already just seen those two, and then there's a third one that will show up later as well. We've also seen in this episode why I'm bothering to collect the coins, because they don't really seem to have that much purpose. But yeah, here's an example of the getting trapped under a thing. But of course I messed it up, so I had to come all the way back down again. So I skipped that part. And here's me doing it correctly. Always try and get yourself trapped to lose as little damage, lose as little progress as possible. I also like that you can always, like, often you can kind of tell when it's about to run out if it's a timed one. Because in that case, for example, he goes bright red when it's about to turn back. Let's just avoid this guy entirely, shall we? Of course, that's our first chest. And here we'll see why this particular area is relatively unique when it comes to levels, or at least it's a good escalation of what we've seen so far. Because before we saw that some levels are different at night and day. So we have to immediately go back in here at night. This is the first level where we actually have to start by getting 2 chests. Because normally we get a chest and move on to the next level because you can't really do anything else, but in this level it's the first one where we can actually get the second chest pretty much immediately. The closest we had before was getting the red's key from the Secret Village, but we couldn't really get anything else than there. And here, of course, is a danger of the Fat Wario, is it breaks through those kind of blocks as well. So in this room, that can be quite annoying to get caught out by that. So it's always best to let the donut guy turn away. Don't see these caterpillar guys often, they're very cute. And yeah, I keep checking because sometimes you actually get little kind of secret areas. But it's just not really anything we can get to right now. And here's the third type of these little robot things, these blue ones. Do that. And if Wario gets hit by that, he actually kind of tears in half and just falls to the ground. Then pulls himself back together. It's quite a gruesome one compared to the other ones. And of course, any of these caterpillars hit us with the on Wario will go all the way to the bottom of the room, which is always a pain. Yeah, we can't do anything up here, but just remember this little area exists. The second chest gives us the second half of whatever that was. The mysterious parchment. Because what that does is it makes the tornado go away. Now we can actually get to the next level. And this level is actually quite a major one, because it's going to be the first level where we see a new mechanic. Actually, a couple of them, actually. I like the music here as well. Yeah, this is the new mechanic where we can actually slide down slopes and go into a kind of roll. I actually tried to do it earlier when I was in the first video, but I kind of messed it up and didn't quite work out how it works, so I thought it was something I'd have to unlock, but now you just do it from the beginning. But it's a very satisfying move when you can pull it off. But yeah, here I'm just showing off another path there's quite a lot of, one thing I quite like this game is there's a lot of paths you can go to that you can't do anything at. It's very Metroidvania in a way. Because there's so many places where it kind of teases you with paths that you can't potentially do yet, and yeah, as you can see we can't get back up there. So now we have to make really good use of the slope the slope rolling. I figure I'd show off a few things relating to it as well. If we go a bit further here and do this one again. Yeah, one major thing with that though is it's kind of annoying, is if you mess it up, you kind of have to very slowly steep back, and it's a little bit annoying. But yeah, we can also jump in that mode, as we saw from the first time we did it, and so we'll have to actually do it properly to get through there. Yeah, that's nothing yet, so let's just move on. It's easy to mess up because it's quite hard to get the timing sometimes, but it is very satisfying. So before we go up there though, there was something we saw that we won't need to get, obviously. So obviously the first thing we always need is that key. We always need the key before we go for anywhere else. And given the first key in every area is always silver, it only makes sense to go for that. Whoops. Yeah, so I should have not jumped out of that well. I'll have to do it again. I do like that once you've done it once, it kind of clears the way for other types of movements and things like that, so you can just kind of slink back this slow way. There's also something above as well that I wanted to grab, just to kind of show off me grabbing some stuff. Because it's just fun to play with this particular mechanic. But yeah, as you see, there's that little area here as well. There's also the first level where we can get multiple, well maybe not the first level, but one of the earlier levels where we can get multiple keys. Coins. Yeah, this is one of the new mechanics, a boss fight. We have to hit a certain amount of times, and then have a final hit, but avoid getting hit by them, because of course they'll status affect you, and force you right to the top of the room. The way these boss fights work is there's always two exits. There's the exit you get to by beating the boss, and then there's the status effect exit where the boss forces you past the main exit and to the kicking you out exit. I quite like the way it works because it's very satisfying. Because when you get hit by the status effect, you see the door that you're missing and just go, oh no! I wanted to get in there, but I can't because I can't stop bouncing. It's a very cute way of punishing the player. And then just showing off one of the idle animations, which is quite cute. So let's continue taking out this boss, shall we? That's a brief catnap from Wario. It says a lot about the characters as well, what kind of idle animations you get. Like with Sonic, for example, you get like impatient tapping of the foot, and then for Wario he just has a nap. Because he's a lazy person. Yeah, kind of the trick to this is of trying to avoid getting greedy. Always let them throw the thing first so you can avoid it, and then dash into a block. Because otherwise that happens, and it's very annoying when it happens. So it also shows you the chest as well, which is a wonderful little way of twisting a knife. So of course the Wario games are primarily comedic. Because Wario is an idiot. Now it's time to figure out how to take care of him. And that's how, you just hit him from below, and then hit him again. And here's how you actually get to the exits. There's always like a special little item that appears that takes you to what the exit's supposed to be. And of course it's slow, so it's easy to control. And the boss also, almost always, is blocking something really powerful. In this case, the overalls. Which of course give us a new ability. Now we can finally butt bounce. So we can finally kill enemies from above. Of course we can only break cracked blocks. But we can also push these little moles down as well now. Now we can do that, we have a little chime to show us which levels we can now do new stuff in. Which I always quite like, because it's nice that the game keeps track of that for us. Like, we know we've seen moles in those first and third levels. It's just reminding us that this is where you can now do stuff. So let's head back there, shall we? Because I don't think much else we can do. One thing's a little annoying with this particular power-up is it only allows you to push one block at a time. Unless that block makes you fall another block. So you can kind of break multiple blocks on a diagonal, but not next to each other. I quite like how satisfying that is as well to squish the moles. And here's also where we'll see another new mechanic as well. Both those guys, but also that little minigame clear block, which of course is blocking our way to the chest. We'll see what those little grippy guys are for, and this is what they're for. Yeah, but you have to really kind of like, whenever they hit you, they actually leave the screen, so you have to kind of like, not even when they leave you, like when they try and grab you and fail, they just leave the screen, so you actually have to completely scroll them off screen, and then back on again before they can actually do anything with them. And of course here we have a key. And of course the second key in there is always red. Because you always kind of come in order. So the first two are always silver, then red. And here along the top we're going to finally see another new mechanic. this little thing, the mini game. It's mini golf. So yeah, to open that mini game block, we need to win a round of mini golf, which is quite a cute little mechanic. These little enemy as well, it's very cute. Yeah, this is what the coins are for, but you have to be quite careful because you can't fail too much, because as you can see, each play is 10 coins. So if you fail one more time, you've only got 9 more plays to actually beat that level. And if we mess it up, it really costs a lot of money. So you really want to not mess up too much. So that's something that's going to be quite tense later in the game when we have mini games to do, and we just have to make sure we have as many coins as possible so that we have as many prizes as we can. And in this red chest we have a pot. A pot that contains a cloud. I quite like the very fairy tale logic in this world. It's a very fun sort of aesthetic. And of course that not only gives us a pool of rain, it also lets us move even further to get to a town in chaos. Which is a big escalation from the peaceful village. But first, we have something else we can do here. This little town. At the vast plain. I figured I'd spare that more this time, just to show him going back up again. But also because they're kind of cute. And yeah, this is the biggest problem with this particular power-up, is you can only do a brick one at a time, unless you land directly on it again. So it takes a while to get through stacks like that. And of course we have a new stats effect to play with as well here. Pufferfish Wario. And of course we have a minigame, which means there's probably going to be a minigame block, so let's play the minigame. So that we can actually get past the block when we eventually come across it. Always do every minigame you see, because you never know when there's going to be a little block. I quite like the little blue thing to give you a little bit of an extra bounce as well, if you need to be a bit more accurate. Kind of like curving in bowling. So that area feels like a punishment, so let's instead go for this area, which feels a lot more like progress. And of course I guessed right there. There's not really much we can do with the big coins yet, there's not really much point, because of course we failed to recognise that that's only the chest. We still need to find the key, which of course is going to be on the far right of this room. Which is the hardest part to get to, it's not the chest. That's kind of how it always works. Well, yeah, because you can only actually, like, the only point of getting the gold coins, the big ones anyway, is when you actually can get all 8 in a level. I actually don't really know what they actually do, but I know that that's the only time it's actually worth it. Because it's kind of like a high score situation, not like a collectible situation. But I don't think we've ever actually gotten all the coins in one level. We've got our key now, so let's not get stuck up there. Because then we have to go all the way back around again. The middle again. And here we get quite a unique item. Blue crayon. Now it's not immediately clear what this crayon will be for, Just that it does that. So that's all we're going to do in this level. So let's just head back to the west so we can prepare ourselves for the Pool of Rain and Town in Chaos. Goodbye. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Patreon as well. Speaking of, thank you to James Rossi for supporting me on Patreon.